everybody. Hope everybody had an absolutely great trading day. Welcome to today's edition of the Daily Market Commentary. If you are new to the channel, do me a favor, click that subscribe button down below so that you can get all of the news and updates as they come. We are actually on the road today doing a little bit of traveling, so if the sound is a little bit wonky, I'm on the travel mic, as they say. So let's go ahead and do what we do each and every day, looking at the same 10 to 12 futures markets. I'm joined by my fabulous co-host Charlie today, as he's going to help us kind of guide through and take a look. So let's start with the S&P. So in the S&P, we had a breakout from our triangle pattern right here. And in the triangle pattern, this area acted as the floor. And once we break through the floor, what direction are things going to go?
Down.
Right, things are going to go down once they break through the floor. Well, look at what we're putting in right now. If I look at this and draw a line right here and another one right here, it looks as though we may have a similar pattern setting up. Now, I'm not sure which direction we're going to break, but the overall direction is that it looks like it has a better chance of continuing
down.
Right, has a better chance of continuing down. So what we would do is look to see where is the place where it eventually could fall, where we find some support. And I think that area comes down in here, because this here is the origin of a very nice strong move up, and this would be the base of a very small what? What would that be the base of? A mountain, right? And in a mountain, who's going to take over?
The bulls.
The bulls. So this would be the area where it looks like we may be willing to step in. So I'm not saying that we're going to get that today. We had some pretty good earnings news yesterday on Apple, which gave us some strength there towards the end of the sessions. But then we sold off a little bit more and didn't really follow through on it in the overnight. Now, in the Nasdaq rallied up into our potential reversal point. That potential reversal point that we rallied up into, we have fallen from a little bit, and now we're continuing to drop out of that area. So for those of you that caught that short on that Nasdaq, it may not be a bad idea to take a look at protecting your stops, just in case we gap up on the open. We're up about 12 right now, but in case we get a little bit of a gap and run on the open, you may want to protect your stops just a little bit. Looking at crude oil. In crude oil, we may have a potential breakdown opportunity right here. This area here acting as the floor, and once things break through the floor, what happens?
They're going down.
They continue to go down if they break through the floor. And if it goes down, what's it going to go looking for? A new what? If it goes through the floor?
Floor.
Yeah.
Floor.
Yeah, it's going to go down and look for a brand new floor. So as it falls, we're going to look for a new floor and see if a new floor comes up as a potential. Now, if we get a rally back up, I think we actually may get a good opportunity to sell up here, because this is the beginning of a pretty good move down that's not yet been tested. So overall,
that's the bears.
That's the bears. That's when the bears would take over, because that's kind of a slide, right? There's a slide that starts right there, and when we get back to the top of a slide, that's where our sell orders would come into play. Next, gold. So in gold, this is the top of a very steep slide. We're just not there yet. And I thought we may get a decent little breakout off of this area. We were unable to do so, and so now we're just kind of chopping around. I think that we may get a lot of chop today, just waiting on the FOMC announcement. There is a little bit of trepidation around today's announcement, because I think a lot of people think that there may be some news about speeding up the pace, if you will, of our rising in the rates, and I think that would be very bearish overall for the markets today. In the Aussie, we still have our reversal point in here, where if price comes back into this region, we will look to get short. It's not come back to there yet after our first touch, but still a very valid level. In the euro, we have come into our euro potential reversal point, but have not done anything with it since we got into that euro level. So now we're just kind of holding off in that level and in that area. And so the next opportunity would be if we, you may have already been stopped out on this one, depending on how tight you put your stops. And frankly, that's not a bad stop to get stopped out on. In the Canadian, we have rallied back up. very far from our potential entry points. We do have some levels above us, but they are still all pretty far away at this moment. All right, let's take a look at the British pound, Japanese yen. So in our pound level, now this is actually a good picture of trading in general, right? So looking at both the pound and the Japanese yen. So let's look at both of those and zoom in on both and have them both at the same time. So
I don't think they're zooming in.
They zoomed in a little bit. So if I look here at the Japanese yen, this was price going up, and we anticipated that price would hit here and we'd get a reverse and it would go up. Well, it didn't. So price came into the level and it failed miserably. And that acts as a stop loss. And that is a losing trade. However, at the same time, look at what happened with the Great British Pound. We thought there would be a reversal here and we get a very nice winning trade. So this is a great example, right? One right next to the other. I'll take a loss of this caliber in exchange for a profit of this caliber. And this one's may not be over yet. I think there's a chance that we could get all the way down to here in the British pound before it's all said and done. In the world of copper, I would look at this area right here as our next potential entry if we do get a rally back up to this range. So as far as today goes, one of the things I would say, around the Fed rate announcement, just be very cautious of breakouts right around the announcement. Breakout around announcements are always a bit more risky because we never know exactly what can happen. Sometimes it'll get us in and get us stopped out before right as the announcement comes out. So just be aware of those breakouts. So, all right, everybody, until tomorrow, I hope you have an absolutely amazing day. I will see you soon. Tell everybody bye, Charlie.
Bye.